Hello? Hello? Who am I?
Sharky? You're Sharky.
What am I doing here?
What are any of us doing here?
Existing in a vacuum of space? Talking about somebody's childhood?
Of wanting to be in a vacuum in space?
Of wanting to be in a vacuum of space. That is actually correct.
Because this is about why he wants to go to the moon, right?
To the moon.
It's another good game that made me cry a lot.
I haven't played that game in a while. When did I play to
there
the
were some
moon?
follow-ups, I think, but
there's two follow-ups.
I think I played one of the follow-ups, but not the other.
Yeah, the other one just came out like recently. Like recently. I played To the Moon 3 years ago.
I think mine's even further back, probably.
Yeah, because I played it after you and another friend was like, why haven't you played this yet? You own it. You should really play this. It's really good. You should play it.
April 2014.
December 2018, so.
And the saddest part was that I think was while I was like visiting my family.
Oh.
And so I was like playing in my room at like 3 a.m.
Yeah, I was about to say probably at 3 a.m.
Yeah, and I was like I was trying not to make like noise. I was sitting in my room and I was just like sobbing my eyes out over this game.
Yeah.
It's a really good game.
Yeah.
I should play it.
I
think it was that it has like an autistic character. It's like pretty obviously autistic, but it just doesn't use the word. But it's very beautiful. As a story.
And I mean, I played it for 3 hours. Beat it. Short.
How long did it take me?
I hope it didn't take you like 5 or 6.
I played it for 4.5.
Okay, that's not that bad.
Multiple sessions.
Oh yeah, I see. I did it in one session.
Yeah.
I just did a 3-hour sprint.
I don't usually do 3-hour sprints. And when I do, I make mistakes like being up until like 5:30 a.m.
What? Play a game for 12 hours straight? Okay. Let's go.
I mean, not that I haven't done that. Just I haven't done that recently.
I asked Melik yesterday how long they've played the new Pokemon game for already. And they were like... Because I'm like, it's been out for them for 2 days. Now it's 3 days. But yesterday when I asked, it was 2 days. They were like, 20 hours, 30 minutes. And I'm like... That's some dedication. I mean, it is something that I would do, but dedication, jeez. Okay. Okay. This is gonna go interestingly.
Okay.
Okay. It goes back to when I was a kid. My parents died when I was little. I guess my parents didn't really have a good relationship with the people around us. I was treated pretty much like a nuisance. I was passed around to a number of different relatives, but none of them ended up taking me in. In the end, I built myself a shack outside the village and managed to get by on my own. This is already sad. How am I gonna be crying today?
Did you see what I put as our socials?
Yes, but I already forgot. Let's see what you put. Impey has a backstory, and we're going to finally hear the backstory, I guess? Something about a partner in the past, why he wants to go to the moon? Something like that. Might be fun, might be sad, who knows? Let's find out. Woo! In the end, I built myself... Oh, wait, I read that. I don't blame them. I was always a pretty gloomy kid. You'd probably be super put off if you saw how I used to be. Impey's story continues. I mean, the people of the village did have some sympathy for me. They did leave me the minimal amount of food to survive, and I developed skills to feed myself so life wasn't too tough. The forest around the village was rich in resources. And once I got the hang of hunting and gathering, I had no trouble finding food. ... But I was always alone. I didn't have any outside interests. I didn't have any friends, and my parents were dead. I spent those days and a days, and my memories of those times are pretty hazy. I didn't talk much either, so when I did try from time to time, my voice didn't always work. That's pretty much all I remember. Oh, but there was one thing I liked. The moon. I loved the moon. When I looked at it, I could feel it cooling and soothing my emotions. I would just stare at the moon whenever it was out, never tiring of the sight. Are you sure Impey's not a werewolf?
He's a vampire.
But a werewolf would make sense. We're pretty obsessed with the moon.
Woo!
One day, I saw some kids running by my shack. I heard them saying something about going to see a monster that the humans had created. Apparently, that's all anyone was talking about in the village. Satan?
Hmm?
Satan?
What? What's up?
Huh? Have I told you this before? Impey's question brings me back to reality and I nod.
You followed the other kids and saw a locomotive.
Impey nods. Yeah, that's right. He asked me if I want to hear the same story again, and I say, yeah! Wasn't that I wanted to hear about the locomotive once more. I wanted to watch him talk about it, when he got that sparkle in his eyes. Impey recounts everything in detail. Seeing railroad tracks for the first time, the sound of the steam whistle, the black smoke shooting out, the big black block of steel chugging along powerfully. Impey tells me about his sense of awe. Wait, but is he like a pure-blooded vampire, or is he like...
He's not pure-blooded.
Okay.
They make the point of why Deli is so strong as a vampire by saying he's pure-blooded. Impey is just a vampire.
Okay. The enormous mass of steel passed right by me without slowing down, and its steam whistle blew away whatever dark, murky thing had been in my heart. And in its place, I felt like there was some kind of weird flame lit within me. It changed my world. I'm not exaggerating in the slightest. That's really how it went. Wow! That's all I could say. And I went back to my shack. And that's when I decided that I would somehow make that thing I saw with my own hands. But I had no idea how it was put together. To begin with, I carved some stone and put something that looked kind of like the locomotive on top of uneven handmade rails. I'll look at it and wonder, how could that thing move on its own? How did it work? Every day I would think about these things while I watched the locomotive from the shadows. Then, I forget when it was. There was one other oddball in the village, an eccentric old man. He was always talking about some crazy thing or another, so no one in the village would bother to listen to him. He was the other nuisance of the village, always mumbling something strange to himself.
Sorry.
I was about to say, what was that?
It was Obey Me.
Good lord! Are we playing Obey Me or Code Realize?
I'm just logging in to redeem my time thingies because anyway, these are all your lines.
Yeah, I know they're all my lines. My voice is gonna be dead.
Good luck. Make sure you have something to drink.
But I can't drink blood.
I just said something.
I was also a little guilty of thinking it was weird, but, like, whoa, I better not get involved with this guy. And then, one day the old man, he was staring intently at the model I'd made. And I thought, uh-oh, this isn't good. There's no telling what he'll do. I hastily tried to cover up my model, but he didn't touch it. Instead, he turned to me and said, "Kid, that's a locomotive, isn't it?" It was a pretty big shock. I never Once more, with no feeling. I'd never found out what the name of the thing I was trying to make was until now. But once I heard that word, I couldn't get over how cool it sounded. Then, as I stood there in excitement, the old man said, "This model isn't going to run. It doesn't have an axis to convey power to the wheels. And it doesn't even have an engine. You want me to show you how to make one?" That's what the old man said to me. I mean, how could I say no to that? I jumped at the chance without a second thought. I asked him to please tell me whatever he knew. And from that day on, the old man taught me all about the different machines humans make. In the beginning, we made a model steam locomotive. We built it out of handmade parts and other parts we stealthily bought from the human city. When I saw that tiny locomotive move, I felt a shock like I'd been struck by lightning. Nothing has ever compared to the excitement I felt when I saw that thing move for the first time. A machine I made with my own hands was moving on its own, puffing smoke. I couldn't think of anything better. That's when I swore to myself that I would become an engineer. I realized that this was it for me. This was how I wanted to live. The old man taught me lots of techniques and knowledge as he told me about himself. He and I were similar in that the traditional way of vampire life wasn't for us. Seeking a breath of science for vampires, he had been going in and out of the human cities since he was young. He said his dream was to give the vampires a scientific foothold on par with humans. Even though he was an old man, when he talked about it, his eyes would sparkle like a child's. But nobody understood what he was trying to do. And before he knew it, he had given up on everything. He looked so sad and tired. I told him to cheer up because I understood him. Then, for some reason, the old man started cracking up. He laughed and laughed. He laughed so hard he had tears in his eyes. Then he told me about a really important plan. He said that it was a special project and that he never told anyone about it before. Vampires had always considered human technology to be the devil's work and distanced themselves from it. But he wanted to prove them wrong. He wanted to show me
Sing along with the whole thing.
Don't make me smack you.
I'm not making you do anything.
He wanted to show everyone how wonderful science could be. He spoke with such passion. I asked him how he planned to prove it, and he laughed and pointed up to the sky. He said he was going to the moon. If he accomplished this impossible task, then everyone would understand how marvelous science could be. Even I was skeptical at the time. Whoa there, you must be dreaming. There's no way you'll ever make it there. The old man laughed. Science makes the impossible possible. It's the hopes and dreams of all people. It's even possible to reach the moon. He said he couldn't explain it well, but he had the best smile ever. And I guess that rubbed off on me, because before I knew it, I was saying that I would reach the moon myself. The old man smiled and patted me on the head. For some time after that, our days were like that. Those times were a lot of fun. Oh my lord.
Baby!
Oh my.
Impey was a kid once. Look at those little kid fangs.
Oh.
Look at the little kid fangs. Little baby Impey on top of this cannon thing.
Wait, what's the button for?
Cannon club.
No,
If
no.
you could be. No. Go up.
There we go.
B. Cannon Club.
Oh my.
There's a little squirrel. Little kid Impey.
The wrench.
Yep, the big ass wrench in front of him that's like the size of his face.
Yeah, jeez.
Little booties.
Oh my gosh. That is so adorable.
It's so cute.
He has such wonder and amazement in his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. I wonder how many years ago it was. We built a small cannon as a prototype for our moon voyage. We calculated the velocity needed to escape the Earth's gravity, and the amount of gunpowder that it would take. I guess you could call it our first experiment. I wrote some words on the side of the cannon. The old man looked over and asked what the heck it was, so I said to him, "This is the first step towards our dream, right?" That's why I told him we should write the name of the development team on it. He rolled his eyes and asked me when we became a development team. I puffed out my chest that as of right now, we were a team. The Cannon Club. We're going to use a cannon to go to the moon, so what better name is there? The Cannon Club. A small club with only 2 members, Impey and his elderly friend. Their aim is to someday use the power of science to reach the moon. And you want to know what's making me cry more than anything? The fact that that's a glossary item that I had to read. Reading that glossary item has made me tear up.
Don't worry, there's the entire rest of the backstory to go.
Oh my gosh, I don't think I'll make it. I hope you have more than one line throughout this entire stream.
I don't know, depends how fast we go. How much are we gonna stop for you to sob?
No, the thing might be, I might not have to go get water.
Maybe you should go do that.
Because my water thing's out of water, 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 and water, and water, water, and water, and
Water and water and water and water and water and water. We got water then. Oh, we admire the pretty Cannon Club and like Impey's side. And we have pretty music. Which also sounds kind of sad.
Okay. Me have the water.
And Impey's side at the top of the screen.
What? Oh, you can see his leg.
Yeah, I was just commenting because I was like, I don't know what to say in the silence. I feel like I should fill the silence because we're streaming. But
I mean, technically, you don't have to fill the silence.
this feels like I should. Maybe.
Okay. I went.
Okay.
I got water. I'm not crying right now.
Right now.
That's what I said, and I meant it. The team was made up of the old man and me. He laughed and asked me if I couldn't come up with something more creative than that. He said it was so...
Damn.
childish. Hey, you got an extra word.
Yeah.
How mean.
Now
said
back to you. One word, and back to you, Sharky.
If you don't make me laugh, I can get through it faster and make you get more sentences.
Who said that getting more lines was my goal?
I stayed up all night to come up with it. Yeah. Still, it seemed like the old man started to get attached to the name the Cannon Club after all. And of course, the test craft we shot out of the cannon fell without ever reaching the moon. So after we retrieved it, we debated over what we should do next. That was a lot of fun. Then the old man told me something out of the blue. He said that his life wasn't too exciting, but I guess it hasn't been too bad since I met you, and stuff like that. I got a little embarrassed and said, stop talking like your life's coming to an end or something. Maybe he was feeling some sort of premonition about it. Impey sighs slightly and looks at me. So, that's pretty much why I'm trying to go to the moon.
Wow. That's a wonderful dream.
Hey! Another line!
Uh-huh.
Oh, I'm not gonna be drinking enough water for today. Really? I'm glad you think so. Usually when I tell people I want to go to the moon, they look at me all funny. Especially with Impey's voice. Like, Impey's voice doesn't normally bother me, but I'm not usually doing it for an hour and a half straight.
Oh, don't worry. That's how I feel when I have, like, voices that I do lower and I go... For Nemo, all the Nemo lines. Oh my god, all the Nemo.
You were like, please kill me.
If you give me more than like 20 Nemo lines in a conversation, I'm just like, my throat is dead. I have no throat anymore. It's gone. I've given it to the vampires. What's the old man doing now?
The question just seemed like a natural progression in the conversation to me, but Impey falls silent. He looks at the moon with sad, distant eyes. Seeing him this way, my mind leaps to the obvious question.
He can't be...
Yep, he is. He was killed in the war. I'm at a loss for words, and don't know what to say to him. To Impey, the old man was probably closer to him than his own family had been. And he was suddenly taken away. I'm sure... Go away, notification. I'm sure Impey was just as heartbroken as Deli, whose parents had been killed. And the great shock must have been great. But Impey just keeps wearing that same sad expression. I don't care why the war started. And I don't know why the war started. And I don't really care at this point. Even though the vampires had the upper hand in battle at the beginning, the tables suddenly turned one day. It was the government's poison gas weapon that did it. It didn't matter who you were, once that thing got to you, you just died. Our village was pretty much completely wiped out, except for a handful of people and me, since I was far away at the time. That's when the old man died too. Goodbyes come so suddenly.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no. I'm sorry too. I didn't mean to tell you such a depressing story. What should we do? There's a little more to the story. Do you want to hear the rest of it?
If you don't mind, I'd like to hear everything.
Sharky cries, Sharky voice dies.
I feel like we need to get a Sharky crying emote in here.
I don't cry that much on stream. It's only like a handful.
How much longer are we going to be playing Code Realize? There's 5 routes.
For the next year and a half.
We should get a Sharky cry emote in here. Look, if even Impey's backstory is this sad, I mean...
Is he
we already know there's angst in Victor's backstory, in Van Helsing's backstory.
Van Helsing's backstory is I murdered so many people. So many people. Don't even want to imagine what Saint Germain's is.
I will say that in terms of the recommended play order, which puts Saint Germain's after Victor's rather than before, like I had suggested.
Yeah.
And I'm somewhat debating. I guess I understand why people put it that way. I don't know. Do you have a preference?
They probably put
Saint Germain order?
They probably put it that way because of like that secret organization he's a part of.
Hmm?
That secret organization he's a part of.
Mm-hmm.
They probably
That is a reason.
Yeah, like, and that makes total sense. Because that would make him, what, right before Lupin?
Saint Germain is last before Lupin because Lupin is the secret.
Yeah.
It's not so secret. It's just he's the final route. You cannot do his until you've done everyone else's.
Yeah.
Because Lupin's includes details somewhat and like touches on pretty much everyone's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, kind of like with Ukyo.
Mm-hmm. Though interestingly, so the reason I put Victor after Saint Germain is for more of a as a dating sim reason. The ending of Victor's as a dating sim ending is like a better ending in that way, but I don't know if you have a preference between whether to put Saint Germain or Victor first.
I mean, I don't. I mean, obviously I don't know what happens in them, so I'm just gonna.
I'm being vague on purpose.
So I'm just going to trust you.
Okay. I might swap them. We'll see.
That we still have to go through Impey's and Van Helsing. So we have a while.
We have a while. Plenty of time to add a Sharky cry.
Oh, good lord. He nods, then continues talking. Sharky die at this rate. That day, the day the old man died, I was supposed to be working on an experiment with him. We were prototyping an extremely small model of the gravity alleviator. I was about to say graviator.
Gravity eater?
Graviator.
Gravity eater?
Yes, the gravity eater. It's like a dream eater, but instead of dreams, it's gravity. Oh my gosh. What do you mean? Why am I talking about that all of a sudden? Don't you remember? You'd been trying to get to the moon using a cannon, right? When a cannon goes off with enough force to send something to the moon, the payload has to withstand an immense impact. The force is so great that the initial acceleration would squash anyone riding inside the capsule flat. So what do we do? We just need to give it the most gentle initial push that we can, but if there is enough velocity, it won't break Earth's gravity, and we won't reach the moon. That was our dilemma. The old man had a plan, though. We just needed to make the capsule being fired out as light as possible. That way, we could use minimal force, but still reach a high speed. It took the old man a lifetime to conceive the concept of the gravity alleviator. The logic behind it is pretty amazing. Everything has two sides, like light and shadow, or the north and south poles of a magnet. The same goes for the gravitational force that keeps us on this planet. There's an opposing force to gravity, the force that essentially pulls matter together. The old man discovered something he called a repulsive force that pushes matter apart. By generating repulsive force, you can negate gravity and bring an object's weight down to nearly zero. The old man went and made this astounding device that made this force. It was his life's work, a masterpiece. He showed me its interior workings and lectured to me about it, but it all went right over my head. All I knew was that this was an amazing achievement in technology. I just wanna... Ow. Oh, weird. None.
This is all under monologue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he told me that he wanted me to join him in the experiment to actually test this device, I got chills. The experiment would only involve lifting a tiny little rock, since the device required a huge amount of power. Hey, it might not be coming across that way, but this was probably the biggest scientific breakthrough of the century. I mean, that would be. I was so excited that I couldn't sleep the night before. We didn't know what was going to happen, so we decided to do it someplace far away from the village. But the old man never showed up. I remember thinking, that old geezer, he's always on my case about being on time, as I headed back to the village. That's when I saw the British airship flying through the air above the trees. I had a bad feeling about it. Maybe they dropped a bomb or something? And when I got to the village, it was worse than I could have imagined. Everyone I found, without exception, was on the ground, dead. must have been excruciating. Their faces had the most hideous expressions. But there was no trace of a bombing or any kind of fight. I realized
how old he is during this.
he was a kid, so I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
How old is Impey right now?
I don't know if there's things. 27. Younger than us.
Jeez. And this was probably 15 years ago or something? 20 years ago?
I mean, judging by how old he looked in that CG.
Jeez.
He was working with the old man for a while, but couldn't have been that long.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been year. It sounded like it might have been a year or two at most.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh my gosh,
Even if we're generous about it, we say it was like 5.
Yeah, but still, like, he wouldn't.
For how old he looked in the CG,
he would have maybe have just reached teenager.
Mm-hmm.
If we're being super generous about it.
And sees this.
And sees everyone in his entire village dead, excruciatingly painful by their faces.
Mm-hmm.
Like, after having probably a night he was so excited that he couldn't sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I am crying all over again. Ah! Oh.
So where's the crying emote?
Gosh. Like,
Gotta fill all those emo slots we have now, you know?
yeah, we have one more follower and a bunch, and that now all the animated and all the. Well, an animated takes up a tier 1, but still.
Still.
I realized that it must have been poison gas that did it to them. I really should have left at the moment I figured that out. But I wasn't thinking straight. Before I knew it, I was running for the old man's house. And, well, as expected, I found him dead. He left some sort of note. He wrote a message for me in a shaky hand. I'll be waiting for you on the moon. Oh, no. Oh.
It's like To the Moon all over again.
Oh.
Ready to cry?
Oh. Oh. Oh, that line got me so much.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Show them all that dreams can come true. That's what he wrote. The gravity alleviator was placed next to it. That's all the message said, but it was enough for me. The few remaining survivors and I dug many graves and gave everyone proper burials. The other survivors from the village had nothing but hate for the humans. They hated science for bringing about such a terrible poison. Someone started talking about revenge. And someone else mentioned that the leader of our people, King Delacroix, was going to start a final counterattack. They started talking about joining them. But I didn't go. They called me a coward and a traitor. I guess it was pretty cold-hearted of me. But I just didn't feel any sort of anger in my heart. I was sad, and that was it. Science, something the old man and I had been striving and working to further, had caused something like this. I didn't think it was right. I left my village and went around to many other cities. I wanted to find out what was happening and think about what avenue of science I wanted to pursue. A gentle breeze blows by, and Impey's long hair ruffles in the wind. He looks up at the moon once more, his profile determined, yet always sad. That's why I've sworn to myself. Impey's voice is low. Science isn't meant for war. Science needs to be full of people's hopes and dreams and light. That's why I'm going to carry out the old man's will and show everyone that I can go to the moon.
Old man. Impey studied engineering under this man as a youth, beguiled by locomotive technology. Well known for his brusque demeanor, Impey got along with him thanks to their shared dream. Now they define old man.
Yeah.
After all that.
I'm going to show them how pointless it is to fight one another on this tiny planet. There's so much more we should be doing.
We could be fighting each other in space.
If we all work together, with enough effort, we can even reach the moon. But if we hate and kill one another, take things from each other, and seek revenge for past deeds, we'll just keep going through the same things over and over. I just want to shout at them that they can do so much better. Impey's fists are shaking slightly. There's so many more interesting, amazing, worthwhile things. I want to go to the moon so I can convey that. I understand it now. Impey isn't mad at all. Even if his entire race was wiped out. Even if the old man who gave him guidance was killed. There isn't a modicum of anger in him. He's just so sad. The world keeps going down the wrong path. The right, just forces are always so weak and are stepped on by the wrong forces until they vanish. This world can't seem to wipe its hate away. And I see why that would make him sad.
Do you like Impey's idiocy better yet?
Trying to calm my emotions. Read your line, please.
Impey, you're...
The words pour out of me naturally.
You're probably the kindest person in the world. You're not running at all. You've been fighting all this time. You've been fighting alone in the most difficult battle there is in the world. I may be a fake. I may be just a doll. I may not be worthy of you, but I still want to fight with you. I want to live alongside you.
Impey seems surprised to hear me say this. Huh? You're bringing that up now? All this I'm not worthy stuff. Besides, you don't get to decide that. I've told you so many times already that I love you.
You just seem like the type who would say that to lots of people. You even told Lupin you loved him when we escaped from the Nautilus.
Okay. That made me laugh.
Hey, this game knows when to bring in the comedic relief.
Oh my gosh.
So I figured it was the same for me. That saying I love you was a joke or something.
When Impey hears this, his eyes grow wide. Did I say something strange? I become embarrassed and look down.
Don't laugh at me.
I mean, it's just... Sorry, hold on.
I'm being serious, you know.
No, no. I just, I didn't realize that you were jealous of Lupin. Oh man, I didn't expect that. He's a man, you know?
What? And you can't be bi? If that's important to you, I'm not even a living thing.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
It's like, don't worry, Lupin's a man. And I'm
A doll.
genderless because I'm a homunculus. I'm a genderless doll.
Oh. I'm getting to laugh as Loopy, as Impey helped. Whew. I am also Loopy.
Uh-huh. Seems it.
Not enough cake has been eaten.
Are you sure it's not the opposite problem, that you're just like sugar high?
No, I haven't eaten it. I've only eaten half a slice of cake.
How big is the slice?
Not that. It's not thin, but it's not massive.
What fraction of the cake and what size is the cake?
I don't know. We bought it from a restaurant. So I can't tell.
What's the angle of the cake slice?
I'm sorry. I've eaten enough that angles don't exist. There's only cake. Impey gently raises his index finger in front of my eyes. I see. I understand now. I get you, AC.
What are you talking about?
The reason why you can't smile from the bottom of your heart.
Huh?
It's because you don't have one.
Ouch.
Impey looks straight at me. I'm going to say something pretty serious now. Make sure you listen really well. I slowly nod in return, sensing the strong determination in his expression. When I found out what you were at that underground lab, I was astounded. Never would have imagined you were a homunculus. And when Nemo was saying...
He would have?
What?
He would have imagined?
I thought I said never.
Mm-mm.
Oh, I never would have imagined you were a homunculus. What? I thought I said it. My
You
brain...
read it too fast.
My brain read it. When Nemo was saying that you didn't have a soul, I was surprised as well. I didn't even know that was possible. Impey looks as if he's struggling to find the right words for what he's thinking. What else is he going to say to me? That's all I care about. But I'm scared. I remain frightened as he talks. But... I thought it was amazing. Science is what people dream and hope about. And you're a child of science, so to speak. That makes you 100% pure hopes and dreams.
I'm made of dreams?
Oh, we should have called ACT this.
We'll do that on the next run.
I'm fully joking.
I think it would have been funny to have a run where you were eating dreams.
That's right. You're a miracle. A breathtakingly beautiful embodiment of dreams. I'm awestruck by Impey's words.
You saw all the bodies floating in the glass tubes. I can't think of them as hopes and dreams.
That's what they are, without a doubt. Even though you were born in a place like that, you're so beautiful, and it's a miracle that you turned out so good and kind. AC, you give me hope. Science gave me the chance to witness miracles like you. It lets me keep dreaming. It tells me the dream is beautiful.
I don't have any emotion.
Yes, you do! Impey's energetic shout interrupts my gloomy voice.
Emo said, I'm just pretending to feel things.
What are emotions? What are feelings? Nobody really knows. Not even Nemo knows that. The spirit is one of the most complex mysteries in the world that science has yet to explain. I mean, I could very well be just an automaton pretending to feel things too. Matters of the spirit and what it means to be alive. Nobody in the world truly understands those things. So, you might as well believe what's in front of you. There's no need to doubt it. That's why I believe that the person in front of me, looking up at me right now, that she has a heart just as beautiful as her outward appearance. That's what I believe. I really do. So you do have feelings. That's all there is to it.
Are you sure?
Yeah. From an engineer's perspective, the results in front of his eyes are everything. Your words and your actions, coming from you as you stand right here, I feel your spirit from those things. That's all you need.
I don't trust myself.
Well, believe in the me that believes in the you.
Don't believe in you yourself. Believe in the me that believes in you or something.
I don't even know where that's from.
It's just a thing.
I know it's from something. It's a reference.
It is from something, but like nobody cares what it's from.
No, it's just a line that's quoted everywhere.
My father said to me long ago. It's still in my head. He said that I shouldn't love anyone. But the more I learned of love, the happier it would make me.
Just saying these words makes me feel like heavy chains are tying down my body.
That I'm a monster.
Whispering this makes Impey feel so far away, even though he's right here next to me. If you can't believe in yourself, there's no need to force yourself to. I wasn't expecting to hear that. There's no need to force an answer out of it. People spend their whole lives trying to figure out who they are. The answer's not that easy to find. So instead, just believe in me.
It really is that line.
It really is that line. Impey gently brushes my cheek. His large, rough, warm hands melt my heart. I'll be the closest person to you in all the world. I'll accept you, all of you, more than anyone else in the world. And I'll love you the most out of anyone in the world. Believe me, that's what it means to love. I'm unable to respond, and all I can do is stare at Impey. I'm actually proposing to you right now.
Proposing?
My voice catches in my throat. Impey smiles and shrugs sheepishly. Remember how I said you have to do me a favor in exchange for my story?
Yes.
Will you spend your life with me? Loving and be loved by me?
That's not a favor.
That's not a favor? Oh my gosh, Impey.
It's a very empty thing to say, though.
It is. I look at him in surprise. Then I smile, thinking that maybe this is another joke. But he doesn't smile, and just stares at me, intently.
It's a little sudden.
I can't look him in the eyes and turn my face downwards. It'll be an all-out war tomorrow, so I'll need to fight. I figured there was no better time to ask than now. This is like in an RPG where it's like the day before the final battle starts. It's like, here's your final moments with the love interest of the game.
I mean, it's a dating sim.
Yeah, I know. Oh my gosh. My voice is killing me. What do you say? Will you accept my proposals? No!
I think the funny thing is that, because we're on chapter 12, right?
I don't know what chapter we're on anymore.
I think we're on the chapter 12.
How can I tell?
Can you go to your save file for a sec?
What buttons go to my save file? Okay, here we go.
Yeah, we're on 12. The answer actually is no. But the funny thing is there's no bad end either here.
So I'm gonna tell him no.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh. Okay. That face.
All that, and you're just like, no.
No. Huh? You won't accept it? I'm pretty devastated. Or
Devastated.
Well, he's pretty devastated.
He's always devastated.
I'm pretty devoted. I won't cheat, and I'm a really good cook too. I grimace as Impey starts talking at a rapid-fire pace.
That's not it. I didn't like the way you proposed.
Impey looks at me, puzzled.
I don't want tomorrow to be the end. I don't want to not be able to see you anymore. I want to live with you and be with you always.
Impey's eyes are still wide, and he raises an arm to scratch his head.
What's the matter?
It's just... You're a lot manlier than I am.
Manly? That doesn't sound like a compliment.
Impey laughs and apologizes. You're right. Saying we might not ever see each other again isn't a good way to start a proposal. Right. Then, no more words. Impey gently takes my hand. His eyes shine in the moonlight as he looks at me intently. Couldn't have known what Impey is about to do, and yet I somehow do. Feel like my body and soul are both yearning for it.
Wait, we don't have a soul?
But Impey just said we have a soul.
No, Impey said we can have emotions, but we don't have a soul.
I quietly close my eyes. Kiss.
I realized his eyelashes are like green. Sorry, it's really random. I was just like, he has really thick eyelashes there, but they're not red or black. They're green. I want to know, why does Impey have green eyelashes? Is it because his eyes are green?
Ooh. Calm. Cool. Collected.
Deep breath, Sharky.
Impey's lips touch mine. Contrary to his usual energetic personality, the kiss is delicate and gentle. Yes, that's right. Impey has always been watching over me with a smile. He extended his hand to me when I was in pain. He cheered me up. He understands me better than anyone else. He accepts me. He loves me. The more I feel his warmth and his touch through his lips, the more I feel a peaceful feeling spreading within me. And I want to know more. I passionately feel that I want to know more about him, and my body grows hot. We eventually pull away from each other. Our eyes meet and we smile. I don't know how, but this simple act makes me feel like my entire existence has been affirmed. It's about what I wanted in exchange.
Yeah, we don't need kisses to affirm our existence.
Ain't that the truth? Can I
Like,
ask?
so good for AC, but
Can I ask something else of you? We don't need to be in a relationship.
to affirm your existence.
Yes.
Not necessary. You can exist as an individual person without it.
Yes. Shmeesh.
Shmeesh?
Shmeesh.
Shmeesh?
Yes, shmeesh.
We're not playing Smash.
No, I didn't say smash, I said smeesh.
Smeesh?
Yes, smeesh.
Smee?
Hmm?
Smee.
Smee?
Uh-huh.
What about Hook and Peter Pan?
Yeah, they're there too.
The Lost Boys?
They might be there.
The Mermaids?
I don't know. They might be farther.
Oh.
But I mean, there's like a clock tower here. It's London.
I already forgot. Did you read this?
I also forgot. What is it?
What
I'll
is
just say
it?
it again. What?
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 What? What?
What?
When this is all over, would you travel to the moon with me? I look at him and smile. Instead of a reply, I give him a kiss. Then after a while, we're sitting next to one another, staring at the moon.
It's all happening tomorrow.
It's the final countdown. Ah!
It's the final brain cell.
I love that one.
I've never seen it.
I sent it, I thought.
I don't think so.
The final brain cell dance.
I don't think so.
It's the final brain cell.
I think you talked about sending it and then you never did. You should link it in the music channel.
It's not really music. It's just like a TikTok parody. It's more a dance, technically, because the person like dances across the screen.
Impey nods in silence.
I wonder if Victoria has a chance against him.
Regardless of whether or not she has a chance, in her case, she probably doesn't have a choice but to fight. If she doesn't fight, it would mean that London faces defeat. There's no way she can back down from this.
Do you think it'll be a tough battle?
Yeah, but still, I intend to take care of this no matter what. I just don't have any good ideas. Oh, that's right. Impey had come out for a walk because he was feeling stuck. And then he went into backstory mode.
Uh-huh. I was like, wasn't he just coming out for a break? Everyone else in the meeting room is just like, where the hell did Impey go?
No, he's probably with AC or something.
Where the hell did they go? That's more concerning. Do you think Lupin's gonna be just like, oh yeah, Impey's probably just with AC. They're probably just off somewhere. It's fine. Wait, shit. Impey's probably just off somewhere with AC. If the gravity alleviator is at the core of the Nautilus, it would be convenient if it would just break down.
I don't know about that. I'm sure Nemo's being very careful with it. We shouldn't get our hopes up too high for that. What
is it, Impey?
A breakdown. Why didn't I think of that?
What about a breakdown?
Thank you! You're a complete genius! We might be able to stop the Nautilus!
Oh. You're thanking me?
That's right! It's your idea! Let's go back to Saint G's mansion. I need your help with something.
What?
Impey tugs my hand and starts running, and I hastily follow along. Just watch! Impey turns back to me and smiles like a little boy. Your beloved Impey is about to brilliantly resolve everything at once. Again, went out for a break.
Just not coming back.
Not coming back.
Just like, peace out, bye.
Fly me to the moon, and let me play among the stars. That's the only line I know.
Show me what the spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words...
While you're singing, I'm eating cake.
In other words... Impey, kiss MC.
It is funny that the final chapter is called Fly Me to the Moon.
Well, I mean...
Yes. And I'm going to have that song stuck in my head.
Good.
The soft and gentle chirping of birds awakens me from slumber. The rustling of treetop branches add to their beautiful melody. There's a big battle waiting for us today, but the day starts unbelievably peacefully. Wait, does that mean that we could finish it next Sunday?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
I mean, we have like 4 options in this chapter, so I don't think we're finishing it today, but...
No, I don't imagine. We have like an hour left, less than an hour left.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, I don't imagine we're finishing it today, but...
Depending how fast this goes, we might be able to get to the last bad end.
Ooh.
Because that's...
The
second option can lead to the bad end.
Oh, the second option.
And then the last option will be normal versus
or bad.
Good.
Normal or good, yeah. Okay, cool.
So I don't think we're gonna get to the end, but we might be able to hit a bad end.
No, I wasn't expecting, like, I specifically wasn't expecting the end today. Yeah. It was more like, crap, we could finish.
Because we were just starting chapter 12.
Like, it was more, oh crap, we could finish next week.
Yeah, no. I was just looking how much time we have, because we do still have time.
Oh yeah. The day starts unbelievably peacefully.
Huh.
Slowly open my eyes and see an endless sky spreading above me. White clouds slowly drift through it, soaking in the morning sunlight.
Where am I?
I realize that a blanket has been placed over my shoulders, and I hastily get up.
You fall asleep?
As I grow more aware, my memory gradually comes back to me. Last night, we went to Oopie's.
Oopies?
Oopie's.
We went to Oopsies.
Yes, we went to Oopsie's studio on the mansion grounds. I was helping Impey make a mysterious device. All I can really do to help is pour some tea for him or handle some minor chores. was helping him until close to dawn when I started to doze off.
Impey, where are you?
Oopsie, where are you?
I dare you, the next route, we just say oopsie all the time instead of Impey.
I wouldn't be able to do it. I wouldn't be able to.
How long could you last?
Not like a minute.
Not a minute.
There's not much time before our mission. I wonder if the device is finished. Become worried, and I call out for him, and he appears from the far end of the room. Oh, you're awake. I was thinking of coming to wake you when the coffee's ready.
I'm sorry, I fell asleep before we could finish.
It's all good. Seeing your cute sleeping face totally recharged my motivation.
You were watching me sleep?
I look down in reaction to the face Impey makes. I shake my head and try to change the topic, but my face is probably very red.
What happened with the device?
It's all done, thanks to your love, obviously. Impey hands me a mug of coffee, then takes out a round device about the size of his hand. For a second, I thought the picture on screen was the mug of coffee.
Yes.
I was very concerned why there was red coffee.
I mean, that's not the coffee, that's the heating element of the mug. To keep the coffee warm.
Nah, okay.
That's why it's red. It's because it's warm.
At first glance, it's hard to tell exactly what it is.
No, wouldn't it be a cool mug though?
It would.
Be a cool mug.
That would be an awesome mug, though.
I intentionally didn't ask while you were making it. But what is this thing supposed to do?
Oh, it's pretty much something that'll let us pinpoint a critical defect in the Nautilus and strike.
The Nautilus has a critical defect?
Yeah? It's got a major Achilles heel, and Nemo probably doesn't even know about it. Impey says this with a mischievous air, then holds up the device and smiles at me. A few short hours later, the main players in the mission have gathered at the palace at the request of Impey, the Gravity Alleviator's designer. The rows of people here, aside from myself, include high-ranking peoples, such as politicians and military leaders. Among them is Britain's Queen Victoria. I stand beside Lupin and the others, watching Impey as he stands in the center of the room.
Hey, Impey said he has some sort of secret plan. Have you heard anything about it?
Hey, you get to voice somebody else!
Uh-huh. I don't know the details, but he said it's a trump card that will completely turn the tide of battle. Turn the tide, huh? I'm a little worried.
I'm not concerned.
What?
I'm not concerned.
You keep missing words like not,
I said not.
never.
I specifically said not.
Then Discord cut that particular word out.
Then Discord probably cut it out because I just went, I'm not concerned.
I just heard, I'm concerned.
No.
I was like, what?
I specifically...
That's the opposite of the line.
I said not. There are huge problems with his personality, but as an engineer, he can be fully trusted. I look up at Van Helsing in surprise. I hadn't expected this from him.
I mean, he designed a cannon that would kill literally anyone but me.
Yeah.
But it didn't kill me.
It didn't kill me. But I had to beat him
I
up.
guess he's a good engineer, because it didn't kill me.
But I had to beat him up for trying to shoot me out of a cannon.
Oh, that doesn't mean I like the invention. But it didn't kill me. So then I was still alive to beat him up for shooting me out of a cannon. It's rare for you to praise anyone, especially Impey.
Praise? It's merely a fair evaluation. When it comes to his engineering and cooking skills, he's one of the best in all of Britain.
The way you say it, it almost sounds as if every other quality he possesses is useless.
Am I wrong? Hey now! Cut it out, you guys! I can hear all of it! With my vampire hearing!
And just in general.
Also, they're not speaking quietly at all. They're probably... Van Helsing probably yelled at, am I wrong?
I mean, Victor and Saint Germain speak quietly.
Yeah,
They're
but
more soft-spoken.
Van Helsing isn't.
Well, he's not loud. Impey's the loudmouth.
I mean, yeah.
And sometimes Lupin.
Impey turns to us from the center of the room. Just start talking already. You shouldn't keep these esteemed people waiting. Lupin's right. All the military personnel and politicians gathered in this room are looking at Impey rather severely. And understandably so. This is the morning before a desperate fight to somehow take a stab at the Nautilus. And some unknown random engineer comes in and touts a new plan. I'm sure many of them are not amused.
I do enjoy listening to your banter. But I think it's about time we got to the point, Mr. Barbicane. So you're saying you have a trick up your sleeve that can deal a heavy blow to the Nautilus?
You'll probably destroy all of Britain with it. Victoria's put Impey on the spot, but he nods with confidence.
Last-minute changes to strategies can often lead to crushing defeat. Is this plan of yours worth the risk?
Of course.
Are you going to tell us what the plan is?
Of course. There's no better way than this to stop that thing. Impey nods once, then puts on his usual smile. A little impressed that he can carry himself in the same way he always does, even at a time like this. All of you gathered here probably already know that the Nautilus is using the gravity alleviator to stay in the air, right? However, that device is still incomplete. Although an immense amount of energy is being used to operate the device, it still has tons of issues with stability. And you... oh, yeah.
And you are proposing that we can take advantage of the stability issue?
Exactly. I can see why you're the boss of this entire country, Vicky.
Belly. Vicky.
Vicky, how dare you speak to Her Majesty the Queen that way?
Imagine, Impey's name isn't even Impey, it's just like Imp something much longer.
Yeah, it's just like Impey. Yeah, I'm just Impey.
Could you imagine if he actually had like a really refined, fancy name?
He's
like, no, I'm Impey.
It would be hilarious. Who knows what it would be, though?
It's fine, Leonard. I find all this very entertaining.
But...
Continue, Mr. Barbicane.
let me break it down for you. There are 4 ways to stop the Nautilus. With all eyes on him, Impey looks around at everyone like he's lecturing to a class! 1.
Alright, Professor Impey.
1. Destroying the airship with a frontal attack by the military. We've tried this and failed once already. 2. Enter the Nautilus and destroy the gravity alleviator, effectively taking it down. This stands a chance of succeeding, but Nemo is probably expecting it and it won't be easy. 3. Give up on trying to destroy the gravity alleviator and seize the power source. Same principle as option 2.
The energy source that powers that behemoth. I'm quite interested.
Victoria narrows her eyes at Impey's words. The energy source he's talking about is none other than the Horologium. someone in a position of power like Victoria were to find out about its existence, she would most likely try to use the horlogium as part of her own political agendas. Impey probably knows this and thus avoids referring to it by name. The thing is, even if we are able to get a hold of it, there's a problem. Even if the energy source is cut off, the device itself can still continue to function for some time. It's got some safety nets in place. Leave it up to Nemo to use that small window of time to do something horrible. Impey's conclusion elicits a great sigh from Victoria.
So you're saying that your excellent foresight as an engineer is now working against us?
My motto is to develop the safest and best quality products. That's why they always explode in front of my face.
Well, that's part of the development process.
True.
What kind of engineer would he be if at least 50% of his stuff didn't explode on a first run? Then share your final method with us. That's the one you consider to be your trump card, is it not?
Yeah. I'm going to start throwing around some technical terms, but just try to follow as best as you can. Impey nods firmly, interested in beginning his explanation. For starters, the device nullifies gravity by generating a repulsive field that brings an object's weight down to nothing. Repulsive force. An opposing force to gravity. It is the force by which objects repel one another. This force was used to float the Nautilus. That field is calibrated so that it evens out the Earth's gravity. That's how an object of that mass can stay perfectly aloft in the sky.
So you're saying that if you were to tweak those calibrations, you can bring the Nautilus down?
Bring it down? Yeah, that's exactly possible, but I'm going for the opposite.
The opposite?
Oh geez, if he doubles it. Oh no.
The opposite?
Impey grins. Well, impishly. We'll blow it up and away through the sky and the stratosphere. Boom! All the way in outer space.
Space? Can you do that?
The audience seems to have realized the magnitude of this idea and becomes restless. Impey then brings out the device that he had read
it correctly. It just is wrong.
But then my brain could not continue to the next word.
Malfunctioned?
Yes. Sharky.exe.
Has encountered a failure.
Failed to start up properly.
Well, it was running fine. It's just that it encountered an error in the text.
Impey then brings out the device that he had been just completed this morning.
Sharky.exe ran into an unhandled exception error. Or unhandled exception error thing.
I sure can. That's where this thing comes in. This device generates a strong magnetic force that will disrupt the gravity alleviator's control. Meaning that if we enter the Nautilus and turn this thing on, we win!
Sending the Nautilus into the sky.
Good, you took my hint of staying silent.
I had considered going into the ship. This method seems a much more effective way of rendering the Nautilus ineffective. That's an interesting idea. What if Nemo turns off the gravity alleviator once he discovers that his ship is rising?
Well, then it will fall into the ground.
Then it will go crash.
He can't turn it off. If he does, the Nautilus won't have enough thrust to support its own weight. The device takes a while to restart. Once he turns it off, he's going to keep falling for sure. For Nemo, turning off the gravity alleviator would be the same as committing suicide. Were you going to say something? Impey quietly explains. Those standing around him begin speaking animatedly. Everyone gathered here had probably been despairing about having to face the Nautilus. That's all the more reason why this plan that might give them a shot at success is bringing life back to their expressions.
I see.
I've read so much today that reading is hard.
So this plan you're proposing, what do we need to do to make it succeed?
I need 2 things. First, I need to fire a special cannonball that functions to amplify this device's magnetic field into the Nautilus. Second, in order to start the device, I have to get onto the Nautilus myself. So, I'd like you to buy me some time until I get in there to use the device. Can you do that?
I see. So you're asking for the honorable forces of the British Empire
To be cannon fodder, yes.
to serve as an opening act for you.
Okay. Victoria's quiet statement causes a stir among those in attendance. If what this engineer says is true, this is an effective plan. But the Empire has its pride. Can that man even be trusted? As whispers like this spread, Victoria stands there in silence, watching Impey through narrowed eyes.
Dot, dot, dot.
Will the Queen approve of Impey's plan? If she won't come on board, there's nothing else we can do. Thinking this, I can stand it no longer and speak out.
Excuse me. Easy?
Everyone focuses their attention on me after my sudden outburst. I push Victor aside as he tries to stop me and step forward.
And you are? My name is AC. And I don't think there's any other way to go about this aside from Impey's plan.
Are you insinuating that we are incapable of taking the Nautilus down?
Yes.
Leonhardt and some of the military personnel look at me, their brows furrowed. But I shake my head from side to side.
That's not what I'm saying. But even if you are able to bring it down, if that huge battleship is destroyed and it falls, it will cause tremendous damage to the city below.
Ain't that the truth? She's right. The battlefield will be directly above London.
But with Impey's method, the Nautilus ends up far away, in space.
We can avoid the destruction of London that the debris from the Nautilus destruction will cause. A man who appears to be a politician mutters this under his breath. Victoria looks up. Her expression is determined.
She's filled with determination.
Queen Victoria is filled with determination.
I see. Very well, then. We'll place the fate of London, Britain, and all the world in the hands of this engineer.
Everyone in the room grows excited again at the Queen's words.
Leonhardt, send word to all the troops. The might of the British Empire is to be brought to bear for this mission. Our nation is the most powerful in all the world right now. If we cannot stop the Nautilus, the world will fall under Nemo's control. Therefore, you must go, Britain's gallant swords. Show them what happens to those who would oppose us. With your own blades.
As you command, your majesty! The officers reply in unison. They had left for the last battle with a similar response and had been defeated. But this time, there will not be a next time. There's literally an all-out... This is literally an all-out war. Defeat for them signifies the end. The world will have to kneel before Nemo. It seems that everyone here understands this. The military staff all leave the room at once.
Not so fast, Mr. Barbicane.
Amidst all this, Impey turns around when the Queen calls out to him by name.
Without a doubt, you hold the key to getting us through this situation. If you are able to bring that craft down, I shall grant you the title of knight.
I'm not interested. I already have a bunch of awesome titles. The world's greatest engineer, chairman of the Cannon Club, and... Impey walks towards me with a fearless smile. When he puts a hand on my shoulder, I smile as well. I'm already a knight too. I'm her knight, and I've sworn to protect her.
Huh? I see my offer was entirely unnecessary.
Victoria smiles at me as I turn red and walks away. Once she's completely out of sight, Impey turns to me. Thank you for what you said earlier. It's incredibly reassuring to know that you have my back.
No problem. But are you sure about this? Isn't the gravity alleviator like a memento of the old man?
If everything goes according to Impey's plan, the device will be thrown up into space along with the Nautilus. He'll never be able to get it back. But Impey just smiles and shakes his head. I'll just build another one from scratch. I'm sure the old man would rather have it that way than have it used as a weapon.
Yeah.
It's fine. Device isn't the only thing the old man left me with. He gave me the skills and knowledge necessary to be an engineer. Above all, the heart of an engineer.
Heart of the cards.
Ah, the heart of the engineer guides you. Even if something he made breaks, those things will live on inside of me forever. Especially forever, because I'm a vampire.
Well, they don't seem to be necessarily immortal. We don't know how old the vampires live to in this game.
Impey places a hand on his chest while he says this. That's weird. It does a weird skip sometimes. Beneath his unclouded smile is strong determination. I'm sure that old man would have said something like, "You'd better be able to make this doohickey on your own." I really believe that the feelings and thoughts of the old man who taught Impey are alive in him. I've never met this person, not once. And yet, hearing Impey talk about him, I can imagine him very vividly.
And Impey, you can't fail this mission, no matter what.
Right as I'm speaking to him, laughing. Suddenly, the horlogium in my chest flares with a dull light.
What?
As the light goes off like a warning, my whole body becomes weak. All at once, everything goes white. AC! I hear Impey call out in surprise, and I slowly fall to the ground. When I open my eyes, everything is terribly blurry.
Ugh.
My body's heavy, like a rusted machine, and I can only move sluggishly. There is a continuous pounding in my head, with a pain like something banging against my skull. I try to get up slowly and catch a glimpse of Victor at my side.
Victor? Oh, you're awake? Yes, I feel dizzy and I don't know why. Dot. What is it, Victor?
I tilt my head to one side, puzzled, but Victor falls silent, looking conflicted. Then... Easy! Are you alright? Impey bursts into the room, and I smile at him.
Yes, I'm all right. Never mind me. What about you? Don't you have a war council to attend?
It's all good. I got through most of the explanations and left the rest to Lupin. Would have liked to ditch the council to stay in bed with you, but everyone was against that, so,
I think a lot of people would have had a problem with that, myself included.
That would have been so embarrassing. Thank you, everyone who objected. I count my blessings.
I'm perfectly fine. I'll take part in the mission, as we planned. As long as I'm Nemo's target, I need to be the decoy and keep the Nautilus's attention. Wait, AC. You're not entirely fine.
Victor suddenly speaks up. I look at his strained expression and open my mouth in confusion.
What do you mean? As I explained before, the properties of the horologium are beginning to change because it was damaged. Yes?
That is what Victor had said after our escape from the Nautilus. The horologium in me is undergoing a change.
You're unwell after losing a piece of the horologium. I know. Because of that loss, the energy that the horologium creates has changed. But your body is unable to withstand that changed energy. So, what happens now? The poison within you is going to start working against you. If we allow this to continue, you'll die in a short time.
But this is the reason why I can touch Impey right now.
The horologium's transformation is happening much faster than expected. If my calculations are correct, in a little while, the horologium will become an inert stone. What?
What does that mean?
It means that after all this, with Nemo raging around, being like, I want the horologium, I want the horologium, the piece that he took is going to destroy the horologium and he still can't get his way. I found out when I examined you after you lost consciousness. The energy that the horologium is generating is growing weaker and weaker. This is a critical situation for you, as your body uses that energy in place of a beating heart. Normal people fall ill when their hearts weaken. This is comparable to that. AC's just having a heart attack. It's fine. At this rate, it's hard to tell whether you'll even make it through the night. And the situation is that dangerous right now.
The horologium will break, and I will die. I knew I was going to die at some point, being an artificial creature.
I don't think that's the reason you were gonna die, AC.
But even I thought it would be a little farther in the future. We would stop the Nautilus together, Impey and I, and then we would chase after the dream he had spoken of. I had foolishly thought that I was going to be allowed a future like this. I grow weak and I sit back down. Then... Come on! You're so much more beautiful when you smile.
Impey.
Impey gently strokes my hair and smiles. Victor, She'll be stable again if I can get that missing piece back, right?
Yes, there's no doubt about that. Why is there no doubt about that?
I remember last time he said something about, like, if the piece gets put back, it will magically fuse back together and everything will be fine.
Yeah, but like, now that it's partially changed, why is there no doubt that, like, the effect won't also?
Mystical mumbo jumbo dating sim.
It's not mystical, it's science.
Sure.
Science!
Sure.
It's most likely that the energy is cycling improperly because of that missing chip.
Then it's simple. It's clear what we've got to do. Impey takes my hand, woo! Smiling and holds it firmly. Come on board the Nautilus with me.
What?
It'll take too long if I go take the back to Bat.
Mac?
It'll take too long if I go take back the horologium piece from the Nautilus and deliver it to you. We need to find the horologium and put it back into you on the spot. Then you'll be saved, and we'll all get to enjoy a happy ending, right?
That's what I was going to do. That was my intention anyway.
Don't hesitate at all to answer.
After I do my job as the decoy, I was gonna get aboard the Nautilus. I can't let you put yourself in danger all by yourself.
Great! Looks like we're on the same page. Impey exhales a little to reaffirm his thoughts, then looks at me. I'll protect you, no matter what.
I'll protect you too.
Impey extends his hand to me. I take his hand and grip it gently, and Impey holds mine tightly. It's almost time for the decisive battle. A few hours later, Nemo looks out over London from the pilot house as the setting sun colors it blood red. Nemo has been watching to the past 3 days. Watching as London's residents leave the city in a panic like ants. Watching as the government hastily gathers its forces from all across the country. He has been observing the world from high above among the clouds.
This is fantastic!
Nemo was endlessly entertained by the magnitude of his power's impact. Up until now, he had always been chased away, rejected. Nemo was not born in London. He was a member of the royal family of a nation that had been colonized by Britain.
Yep.
Having been stripped of his position as royalty, Nemo headed to Britain alone.
Nemo passed. It's hard to imagine now, but before he went insane, Nemo was a prince. His life was twisted in the aftermath of war. Colonization is bad. Britain is very guilty.
Yeah. It wasn't out of a need for revenge or insubmission. He just wanted to learn about the science and technology Britain had. His mind was probably already broken when he had witnessed firsthand Britain's staggering military power and utter destruction. The power of science that had trampled over his own subjects and family was not a target of his spite. On the contrary, it became an object of his awe and worship. He had studied in Britain, hiding his true identity, was welcomed into the Royal Society for his immense talent in science. However, he was always in too much of a rush. Anything can be done in the pursuit of power, Due to his radical ideas, he was expelled from the Royal Society. In the past, the British troops trampled over their own nation in pursuit of their immediate goals. It should be permissible then for him to trample over others in the pursuit of the advancement of science. However, none agreed with his thinking. He was driven out of his home a second time. Then, even his master Isaac left him, disappeared to parts unknown. Nemo had always felt powerless. Why wouldn't anyone understand the importance of his research? Why wouldn't anyone appreciate his greatness? His mind was always swirling with dark thoughts such as these. But things are different now. His mind is clear. Looking down from his throne in the sky, the people all look like ants. The British government poured a tremendous amount of money to the redevelopment of the city to create Steel London. Nemo can reduce this same city to a sea of cinders. Nemo feels no sense of powerlessness now, nor does he feel any sense of self-denial. All there is a bottomless intoxication born from a sense of everlasting, all-encompassing omnipotence.
Yes, that's right. I am the one who would lead humanity onward. In Asia, there is a tale of a lioness who pushed her cub through an abysmal valley. It wasn't an act of hate. It was because there was love there. Because she knew the cub would one day be the king of beasts. That's why she put her child through such a hard test. I understand now, Master Isaac. It's because you saw potential in me. Because you loved me. That's why you abandoned me, isn't it?
Dr. Nemo?
What is it? It better be something worth interrupting my sublime flow of thought.
Yes, the government is making a move. An individual who appears to be the girl we are targeting has appeared in the gardens of Buckingham Palace. It looks like the government is going to accept our demand.
Good, good. It's wise of them to be so obedient.
The Buckingham Palace garden. This is not the location that he had specified, but that won't be a problem. So long as he can get the horologium in his possession, nothing else matters. Nemo opens one of the many voice tubes lining the walls of the pilot house.
And to all crew members, let's reposition the shop. Shop above Buckingham Palace. The item shop.
What are you buying? What are you selling?
Welcome to Nemo's engineering shop. We sell the best in science.
And certain doom.
And doom. We love doom. Respond with generosity if they comply. However, if there is any resistance, we will respond with complete destruction!
So what you said earlier about more than 20 Nemo lines.
Uh-huh.
Nemo raises his arms and basks in glory.
The Nautilus shall be set!
Yeah, don't worry, my throat's dying.
And
I'm catching up, don't worry.
You're catching up pretty quickly.
Uh-huh.
Nemo's command, the aerial fortress wrapped in a shroud of clouds, begins its gradual descent. Everything is going along with Nemo's plan. However, he does have one reservation tickling away at the back of his mind. That this might be a rather boring end. Perhaps things would be more exciting if they tried to resist. Then he could demonstrate more of the power that he has obtained.
Want to save here?
That's what I was thinking. Didn't get to the second choice,
Not quite.
but
Well, I guess we'll get all the endings next time then.
maybe. We'll see.
Probably.
Well, that was, a lot.
Time.
That was a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, we're almost there. Almost 1 route out of 5 done.
Almost. And then we'll have to do it all over again.
Okay, but we could skip more.
We can, but there will still be things we can't skip.
Yes, but we could skip more.
We can. The first route's always the longest.
Yeah. Did I save? I'm gonna save again. Okay. Thank y'all for joining. We'll be back Wednesday for Lovingly Evil.
Should be.
Okay. See you next time.
Thanks,
Bye.